You tired of watching your book sit in silence while other authors seem to explode out of nowhere? You did the work. You finished the book, but now it's collecting dust. Today I'm breaking down the 10 real reasons your book isn't selling and exactly what you can do to fix it. Some of these might sting a little, but they're the hard truths I wish someone told me years ago. I'm not here to punch down. I'm not here to hype you up. Empty advice. This is practical, it's direct, it's what worked for me and the authors I've worked with. And if you stick around to the end, I'll share the one reason that ties it all together. Something every single author I know has struggled with, no matter how experienced they are. So, let's go ahead and jump right on in. And of course, I want to give a big shout out to the fine folks over at Miblart. Today is their 9th birthday. It's a big celebration. I'll share more details about their sale that's going on here a little bit later. All that to say this, that you don't want to miss out on the really cool deals and discounts that they have going on right now, because you get $9 off every order, any order that you do through Miblart. They are my preferred cover design service. They're also the ones that handle my interior formatting. They are so good at many more things beyond that, so you're going to want to make sure that you visit the link there. My affiliate link is inside the show notes as per usual, daylinks.com/Miblart, and the coupon code, I'm just going to give it to you now, Miblart15, Miblart15. It's a limited time, so make sure you jump onto that. So let's get into our full list here. You have to bear with me because, I'm not used to doing PowerPoint presentations, but some people like the visuals, so I figured let's go ahead and give that a shot. So today, let's get into those 10 reasons your book isn't selling. Big shout out to the fine folks over that are watching right now live. Aaron and Legacy, Shannon, Houston. It's great to see you. So let's get on into things here, folks. Starting out with the least egregious to the most egregious when it comes to why your book isn't selling. So let's go on over to reason number 10. You're relying on your friends and family just a little too much. So I totally get it. You'll want that support. You want to have friends that go and buy your book when it's out. You want your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, everybody else to go ahead and do that. And that's fantastic. And there's some folks out there that learn the hard way that after a while, friends and family kind of burn out. They're like, hey, Dale, you published 12 books in the last year. Calm down. And that's just a reality. If you're leaning on people who love you, not people looking for your book, there's a problem. This support just doesn't scale. I mean, unless you start encouraging, your immediate friends and family to start having children. At that point, maybe you could scale it. But it really just kind of builds this false sense of success for you. Initial boosts from loved ones can just mask the deeper problems with reach and relevance. So my thought is this, and I think everybody kind of know this. To fix this, focus on readers, not relatives. Build your real audience, because they're going to come to you time and again, even if, say, for instance, you didn't go to the Thanksgiving dinner to hang out with the rest of the family, or you didn't go chill with the bros and play some Nintendo 64 and GoldenEye. Yeah, that's probably a little dated. I know, it's whatever. Reason number 9. You're not showing up like a pro. Oh my gosh, let me tell you, there's a number of authors out there that are like, I don't understand. I've written the book, I've published it, and I'm just not selling any books. And then I just go and I just have a peek at them. And they either don't have an author photo, or the photo they have is blurry, or it's pixelated, or it's super unprofessional, or worse yet, sometimes I've seen some authors where they're in a picture of numerous people. No. An author photo is not your family, all right? Your author photo should be just you and you alone. So focus on really getting professional. Show up, no author photo or sloppy or missing bio, no links. This is a lot of things that will make you feel like a beginner to readers that are kind of scouting you out. So you have to always lead with your best efforts every single time. Every time, across social media, on your website, no matter when you show up. Remember, you are always on stage. This was a lesson I learned years ago when I was a personal trainer. We used to have this deck that overlooked the whole gym, and on that deck they'd have cardio equipment. And if a trainer was seen just sitting at a desk doing absolutely nothing, guess what that trainer got? Nothing. They got no sales. No one wanted to go to them. It was the trainer that usually was moving around, because we're always on stage, and you as an author are always on stage. If If you go get a podcast interview, you better show up with your best professional face. Lead with your best professional efforts, because it does make a huge difference. So here's a fix. I think this one's given. Clean up your author profile everywhere. Trust is built in seconds. Now, when I say clean up your author profile everywhere, I'm talking like you need to be doing pretty much everything across the board exactly the same. What's your author profile photo? All right. We're going to share that on Amazon. We're going to share that on social media. We're going to share that on your website. So that way you're undeniable, that when people see this, they go, oh, I've seen that picture of that bald-headed clown with the orange shirt. Sure, I recognize them. So build that professional image. All right. Reason number 8. You're not asking for reviews. Oh my gosh. Can I tell you how many times I've had people say to me over the last, 9 years of me being on YouTube, I don't know how to get reviews. Ask. Literally ask. No reviews equals no trust. And you're probably saying, okay, well, who do I ask? Your readers. You need to have some readers. How do you get those readers? You get more sales. How do you retain those readers from other platforms like Amazon, Draft the Digital, Ingram Spark, all that type of stuff? An email list, all right? And by the way, a little bit of foreshadowing there. Ask your readers. Algorithms and browsers both skip you if you don't have those reviews. It's third-party credibility. So ask early, ask often, ask everywhere, especially after a great reading experience. So what I would recommend is, if you're lacking reviews right now, 1, the back of your book, right after the end or after your conclusions wrapped up and before you're about the author, put it there. Say, hey, now that you finished reading this book, it'd mean the world to me if you left an honest review over at xyz.com. Provide them a link to where they can drop that review. So that way it makes life so much simpler. Now, I realize that on platforms like Amazon, when you get to the end of a Kindle, all the way to the end, they'll typically prompt you up to leave a review. But sometimes, if you're kind of like me and you have a deep resources section, that person's not going to get to that part. So it is a good idea to just load it up, ask right there. And the other thing is, when you find a good review or some type of a good clip from a review, share it on social media, and then here's your call to action. Just as simple as something as simple as this. If you've read a copy of XYZ book, please, it'd mean the world to me if you left an honest review over at xyz.com. Now, don't send people to xyz.com, folks. That's just an example. Send them to the proper location so that way they're not lost. They're like, what is xyz.com? All right, reason number 7. You don't know your audience. I can't tell you how many times that people have fallen into the same trap that I fell into when I first got into this business, is not knowing what my audience is. Writing what you love isn't enough here, folks, if it confuses your readers. And general messages don't create loyal fans. You have to be super direct. When I first broke into this business, and I've mentioned this in a couple of my publications, a good friend of mine, Mark Stafford, had got with me. He's a marketer, and we sat down for a meal, I think probably a Ruby Tuesday or something like that, and I handed him a copy of my first book. I was beaming with pride. I loved it. I was like, dude, you're going to really dig this. And he looks at it, and he starts thumbing through it, and he's like, who's your book for? I'm everyone. That's a goofy question. And he's like, okay, you're telling me you wrote a fitness book that's good for teenagers and seniors. And I was like, he stumped me. It's true. That advice would not be applicable to both those audiences. And he had me dead to rights. So understanding who your audience is makes a huge difference in what you're writing as well as what you are marketing. So because placing yourself in the right place at the right time is fantastic, but if your message is wrong, it's just going to fall on deaf ears. So to fix this, define your genre. And I don't want to hear this genre bending stuff, all right? It's great, awesome, you're creative, that's fantastic. You get a gold star and a banana sticker, that's great, fantastic. But you have to get something that people can identify easily with. If you want to get sales, you can't be this just outlier, this person that's just like, oh yeah, this is a werebear shapeshifter basket weaving tutorial for men over 55 wanting to work out at home. No, stop that, quit it. Pick a good genre, stick to it. Study your niche, because you're going to see little breadcrumbs to the successful publications that are within your niche. Follow those breadcrumbs, adapt accordingly. Speak directly to your readers when you know that audience. Reason number 6, you are ignoring the metadata. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a lot of people actually do pay attention to it, but unfortunately they pay attention to the wrong way. There are either weak or missing keywords. Sometimes people choose the wrong categories, and other times, I'm not kidding you. I've coached some people where they left the keyword slots empty. Now, I'm not saying this out of hate because I know that that person's probably going to end up watching this here, but that's just lazy. Don't publish it if you're not going to fill in some keyword. Just guess, throw something in there. But leaving it blank, I know it says optional in KDP. It's not optional. Just put it in there. Fill it in. All right. But getting those keywords and categories dialed in make all the difference in the world. Keywords are the bridge that builds. That is what builds the bridge between your reader and your publication. Study the market and understand how your ideal reader is discovering publications like yours. Also, where other publications are similar to yours and you're placing them in those categories. I am tired of seeing some folks out there that are looking at categories on places like Amazon and go, "Ooh, that's profitable." And then they just slap it over on their publications and it has very little to do with it. And I think KDP has been doing a fantastic job of policing this area, but it still has some work, has a ways to go. They have been strict on some things, but either way, you have to select the proper categories. It needs to make sense. If it was in a library and this specific digital shelf was actual real, does your book belong there? Does it belong in the place of all those other books? Because if it doesn't, you shouldn't be listening there. So you're invisible to both search engines and store browsers when you aren't focusing on your metadata. So fill out every field that you can. Think like your buyer. Use data, not guesses. Now, I think a lot of you know out there, I'm a huge fan of so many keyword research tool between Dibbly Creates, Kip Scout, as well as I'm a huge fan of Publisher Rocket. I'm not going to put any affiliate links. You guys can find it. Hit me up if you happen to need that, though, either way. All right. Reason number 5, your cover isn't doing the job. All right. So there is so many times, I would say 99% of the time, when someone reaches out to me and they say, I'm not getting any book sales, and they give me a link to their book, I go look at it and their cover is not good. Or their cover's good, but it's not genre specific. That makes a huge difference. You need to have a cover that's going to stop the scroll, but you need to have it to where it stops the scroll and also immediately signifies exactly what your publication is about, what your book covers. Someone needs to look at that and go, boom, I know this is sci-fi. Boom, I know this is romance. Boom, I know this is fantasy. Boom, I know this is self-help. They should be able to clearly understand that. Creativity is fantastic, but when you start to put a little too much creativity on your cover, it starts to become a little bit ugly, it becomes bowling shoe ugly. And if you happen to be doing your own book covers, I understand it. That's how I broke into the business. But, you know, there are some affordable options. I'll get to that in here in just a second. Make sure it matches your genre, too. It's not enough that you have a stellar-looking cover. I've made many a stellar covers that drew not a single hairy dime. Literally lost money on it because it wasn't genre-specific. Fix is hire a professional like Miblart. Now, this is perfect. This is why I'm coming here today, because it is their 9th birthday, and I thought I would come here and celebrate here with you guys. A strong cover earns the click every single time, and one of those companies that does that is Miblart. Now, I've been using them for, a few years now. They are fantastic. They've done dozens of covers. They've even done some for folks here on this channel. And just so you know, right now, it is their 9th birthday, and they're offering a limited time deal. You can automatically get $9 off any service. Then you can stack an extra 15% discount by entering the promo code MIBLART15. That's MIBLART15 at checkout. That's MIBLART 15. That means double savings on professional book cover design, author branding, and more. They do more than cover design, folks, believe it or not. You want to get some swag? They got you covered. You want a logo? They got you covered. You want someone that's going to be able to just blow you away on all graphic design, Miblart is where you got to go. Miblart has worked with thousands of indie authors, and their Trustpilot reviews really speak for themselves. They know what authors need and deliver quality work every time. Here's a pro tip. If Miblart's prices still feel a bit high for your budget, I understand. I understand. It does come at a higher premium than some. That's okay. You can also check out Getcovers. It's Midblart's sister company with more affordable options. In fact, sometimes they're public. If you want just an ebook cover, $10. What? Are you kidding me? And it's beautiful. Yeah, the highest it goes is $35. And guess what? It's the birthday, and this means that Getcovers is doing that as well. So the good news is they're selling birthday too, so you'll definitely find a great deal there too. I've got all the links inside the description down below. They are affiliate links, so that way if you do purchase from that, I do get a little bit of a kickback. It does not adversely affect your price, and it greatly helps support the cause. Big shout out and a 9th happy birthday to the folks over at Midblart. You guys have been fantastic to me for the past few years, and a lot of folks that don't know, sponsors make the world go round, and Midblart has been really powering this whole channel for the past few years now, and I'm thankful to them for that. And so big happy birthday to you folks on out there. All right, let's get on over into the next point, and that is reason number 4. You're not marketing and promoting. Oh my gosh, this is a given. Not too many people realize this. If you are not actively marketing and promoting, you are just letting everything go to chance. You're expecting the platform to sell the books for you. That is a recipe for disaster. It is not 2010 anymore, folks. You can't just smear feces on a piece of paper and publish it and expect to make money hand over fist. Easy for me to say. You have to market and promote your book. It needs to be an almost daily occurrence, especially if you want to see any real traction in the long term. It doesn't need to be huge. You don't need to be putting a ton of effort into the marketing promoting. Just something. I think it was once said that 80% of success is showing up. Guess what? You could probably do half that. 40% of success is showing up. Just show up and put some effort into the marketing and promotion. If you're relying on luck and not a plan, you're not going to sell books. You are not going to see very good success either if all you are doing is hedging all of your bets on your book launch, and that's it. If you disappear after your book launch, no one's going to care. I hate to say it. No one's going to care. If you just, oh, that's it, I'm done. You know, oh yeah, let me just go to this one podcast here. Oh, podcasts don't work. Oh, let me go and I'm just going to do social media for the next 2 days, and I'm just going to just beat people up to buy my book, even though it's after launch. People probably don't care anymore. No. You have to show up and be consistent about it. So here's my fix. This is simple. Everyone can do this right now. Choose one marketing channel. One. Be consistent there. Not perfect. So let's just say, for instance, if you were in my shoes, probably the thing that you would do is go, oh, choose one marketing channel. I'm going YouTube. This is my avenue. This is the place that I kick butt and take names on. If it's Facebook for you, or Reddit, or X, or Instagram, go with it. Run with it. Go all in on it. Email marketing, another great one. Choose that one marketing channel and go buck wild on it. And don't let off the gas ever if you want to see your book selling on a regular basis. Reason number 3, your book description just doesn't convert. It's garbage, sorry. Reads like a summary and not a sales page. Guess what? It's not going to convert. This is where I think a lot of us authors get real romantic about our books. We're like, oh, you know, I really love my book. And then you start to craft this beautiful prose for your book description that summarizes everything beautifully. Oh, this character's from here. And oh, he's a rapscallion. And we got this other one. She's our heroine. And she's going to, no, stop, quit it. Your book description should not be a summary. And it needs to excite. It needs to especially hook them, and it needs to also build a sense of urgency. Like when someone reads your book description, they need to have that sense of missing out if they don't read that. Because if you've crafted a beautiful cover design that's nice and professional and gets people to go and visit your product page, and they show up and they're getting ready to get that, and oh, there's not many reviews. All right, well, we got the reviews. Let's pretend like we got the reviews handled. Here we go. We got the reviews handled. But then they start to read the description. And it's just like, this sounds boring. Pass. So what I say is, fix this. Use a tested format. Sell the story, not the structure. All right? Reason number 2. You're not collecting email addresses. Come on now. This is your Uncle Dale talking here. Uncle Dale, sit down. Grab a seat. Gather around. Been in this business for well over a decade now. And the common denominator amongst most successful indie authors is an email list. It's something that had me blow up many years ago as a fitness author. It's something that I've seen many other authors be able to do. Email marketing is not dead, folks. The problem is, if you're selling a vast majority of your books through platforms like Amazon or Apple or Barnes & Noble, they're not your customers. You're just sharecropping. At this point, as soon as someone buys your book, boom, that conversation's done. It's over. You can't continue to chat with that person. So, I would recommend, first of all, direct's also a good way to go, but having the email list. Get it to where you make it dead simple for people to subscribe to your email list, to stay in touch with you, to get deals, discounts, and maybe advanced access to future publications. Put that inside your book. Put it in the front matter. Put it in the back matter. Put it all throughout if you want to. Don't go too crazy, especially if you're a fiction author. But you want to make sure that you're asking. And then don't just do it in the book. Put it on your website, social media, everywhere you're going to show it. Tattoo it on your forehead if you want to. Although I don't know that that would be very cool in another 10 years from now. So every sale should not be a dead end, folks. You have no way to launch or stay in touch with your following if all you're doing is relying on the platforms to send your book out to them. Build that email list. If it seems overwhelming, it's okay. I've been in those shoes as well. It takes time, it takes practice. I want you to think of it kind of like learning a new language. It's going to be tough. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to probably mess up every now and then. You might get lost and say, where is this feature? Good news is there is Google. You could use any other search engine you want to, or you can even dig out artificial intelligence and have it point you in the right direction. Either way, build that email list here, folks. Just one simple opt-in, a reader magnet equals long-term reader retention. Now, the number one reason, it's a good reason why I saved this one for last, and this is not something I talk about too often. I'm not too self-helpy. I'm not rah-rah. I'm not going to sit here and slap you on the back and say, go get it, kid. Nah, Uncle Dale don't roll that way. So, this is the one that I have to just break what I normally do. I don't talk about mindset too often, but this one needs to be said. You're not giving it time to work. I've seen this time and again. This person's worked on their books for years. They've worked on this book. They finally go to launch things, and it doesn't quite go to what they thought it would. It doesn't quite happen there the way they saw it in their head. They thought, oh, I'm going to make my publication available in this retailer. Oh no, it's not available. Oh, it's the launch and everything's ruined. No, it's not just about the launch, folks. You're going to run into some struggles, all right? It's true. Any of those videos you watch of these hype beasts that will tell you, like, oh, you're going to make $5,000 in the next 2 minutes when you launch your book with this strategy. Shut up. Shut up. Get out of here. Vast majority of us are not going to see that. And those hype beasts out there, come on, go to bed. Take a nap. If you try once, panic, and pivot, you will never have any traction in this business. Panic does not sell books. Also, stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop. Let's say, for instance, you watched some of my videos and you were like, oh, I heard Dale say the other day he sold 300 copies when YouTube for Authors came out right on the first day. Oh, that's exactly what I need to do. Stop. No. Unless you're in my niche, you shouldn't be comparing yourself whatsoever. All right, I'm not even your competition. If you're writing romantasy, you should probably be paying attention to other people. Every author has a very unique journey. You have to embrace that, and you need to understand that you shouldn't dictate all of this based on wanting it now. Embrace that journey instead of looking at that end goal. Work on it. Work towards it. Never give up. So here's what my fix is for you on this one. Just keep showing up. Everything I've mentioned already, it works, but you gotta give it time. This is a long game here, folks. If you want to have quick answers and quick wins, go to the hype beasts. But if you want to have realistic, practical solutions, come on over here. Uncle Dale's hanging out. I don't know why I'm calling myself Uncle Dale now. No, that's we're running with that. That's it. That's what I'm doing. So fix real problems, reboot your sales, folks. So one last little call to action I'm going to give you here. Each of these 10 fixes can help you gain traction if you stick with them, all right? You got to stick with them. Also, big shout out to Miblart from their 9th birthday. You want to get $9 off plus 15% off using the coupon code Miblart15 today. Dalelinks.com/Miblart. They are fantastic. And of course, if you need a budget option, go check out their sister company, Getcovers. Love me some Getcovers. They're fantastic. So what do you think about some of those items? Were some of these like a gimmies? Were you like, you know what? I knew that one, Dale. I knew that one. How many of those 10 did you know? And I want you to be honest. Let me know inside the chat. All right. I'm going to start talking to the live viewers right now. If you happen to be watching this on the replay, please feel free to go ahead and drop a question in the comment if you have one. And also stick around because I always get a lot of really good questions in the live broadcast. By the way, so good to be back on a Saturday, huh? Mark it on your calendar because it'll be the last time for a while. I'm getting ready to go to the book festival here, downtown library. It's always a big event. So Semper Fortis Nada says, I'm working on my email list right now. Just wrote a few short stories to give away for the email list. Nice. Well done. Well done. By the way, Semper Fortis, I saw a comment that you left, I think it was yesterday or the day before. It was a super encouraging comment. It's really cool, man. I love seeing things like that. That warms my heart. If you ever see a heart thrown on your comments at all in any of my videos and such, it's usually for that reason. If I don't comment as much anymore, my apologies, folks, but oh my gosh, there's a lot of comments these days between two channels. My book was doing pretty well, then bam, nothing, zero. It just stopped. It's on D2D and Amazon. What could be the issue? Chances are very likely that you've exhausted all of the marketing and promotional effectiveness of one specific strategy that you did. So let's say, for instance, that you were relying 100% on your email list. So chances are very likely the people that are going to purchase have purchased. But what I would say is this, what are you currently doing to market and promote? Because if you aren't actively marketing and promoting in some capacity, then there's your answer. Are you getting an email out every week? Are you working with other authors in your niche to do some newsletter swaps? What are some of those things that you're doing? Are you landing podcast interviews? You got to get out there. This is like, it is a regular grind. And I hate to kind of put such a hypey word, if you will, about being a grind, but it can be. So if you're lacking those sales, my question would be is, how visible have you been since that sales drop? We can't always blame the platform for the lack of sales. Remember, if you're not getting sales, that's a you problem. It's not an algorithmic problem. It's not a shadow banning problem. It's a you problem. So, sorry, I don't mean to punch my microphone here to say the point. But please understand, Alyssa, I think it's Alyssa. If it's not, it's Elisa. I'm not really sure. Either way, Alyssa, I've got a niece, her name's Alyssa. I'm not saying this to discourage you or make you feel bad or anything else, because I've been in your exact same shoes, and every single time that I took a step back, I thought about, okay, I was making sales at this point. What happened at this point? Okay, why did I see this dropout? This is where a good journal is very helpful. This is going to be me going off on a tangent. I literally try to journal on a regular basis, whether it is through physical form or even through virtual form. So that way I can go back and reassess those types of things. So I can think, oh yeah, that's right. On May the 10th, I did this specific promotion. Let me go back to my journal. Let me see those methods that I did. Oh, let me go ahead and check my sales report. Boom. All right, that was successful. That's what was going on there. So hang in there, Alyssa. You know, it's not easy, but boy, it's going to be worth it when you finish it up. Kevin Hall, how you doing? Knew many of the 10, but needed the reminder for sure. I need to practice these more, build into my marketing strategy for sure. When I have one finger pointed forward, three are pointed back. Look, folks, I do not sit here and just sniff my farts on a regular basis, all right? I make mistakes just like you guys, and sometimes these top 10 lists are a reminder to me about how I can improve my author brand. Because unless I'm like at Rebecca Yarrow's fame and such like that, I have no reason to be sitting back and relaxing. Universal Love 878. Hi, Dale in chat. Do you know why Amazon decided not to promote authors any longer via blog or video on their author pages? I heard about the new rule changes. I think you're talking about the Authors Central blog, that it was like the RSS feed. Chances are very likely they just weren't getting very much traction from that feature. They're very, very much in tune with their user interface and how people are interacting with it. And I wouldn't think they're going to remove a feature if they thought it was beneficial. They probably removed it because it just was no longer beneficial and such. I know it seems like from an ego standpoint, that's kind of a kick to our ego. I loved having my RSS feed there. It was fantastic. It was nice. And you can have like videos and yeah, it sucks. It sucks. Author Central's not quite what it used to be, but I'm sure that in due time, there'll probably be other comparable features that are going to roll out. But Universal Love, I don't know if you caught the broadcast I did. I think it was in December. I believe it was December or January, one of the two. Amazon advertising now has a new Instagram style feature. I know, crazy, right? It's, if you go into your Amazon advertising dashboard, so if you haven't been in Amazon ads, you don't have to pay money to use this feature, by the way. What you would do is go into your KDP dashboard, hit the marketing tab. It'll direct you over to a section that says Amazon ads. Just go ahead and use whatever your marketplace is. Amazon.com is fine for this conversation. And you'll go over to Amazon ads. It might tell you to set up payment information. Don't worry, unless you start running ads, it's not going to be a big deal. You will know if you're going to run ads. Like you'd have to accidentally click it like 50 times before an ad would have to shoot off. Like it's virtually impossible for you to just go in there and set it up. So anyway, you set your payment information up. Left-hand side of the page, there is going to be something that's, I believe it's brand or branded products, one of the two, but it's on the left side pop out. And in that brand, you're going to, in the drop down, there's posts. Left click on posts, and should direct you on over there. Now, if you have the same login for your KDP account as your Author Central account, it should be locked. It should already be locked in. You should have your author profile or profiles that you have in Author Central populate there. Choose the author profile that you want, and at that point you can start to do images. And I believe it was square dimensions that you have to do. You're limited to 130 characters. You still have the same rules that you do with the Amazon ads. Now, these little posts, these social media style posts, will appear in your Author Central profile underneath posts. There will be a new post section. If you haven't done a post, it won't appear. It's when you do the post that you'll see a tab additionally beyond, I think it might be about, my books, and then over in posts, and it'll start to load that up. Now, it not only appears on your page, but it also populates across Amazon's platform. So they're sharing it. Now, I can't be able to tell you about very much success with it so far. I think it's still relatively new, but you can run ads on that particular post if you wanted to, kind of like Instagram. So that's some possibility for you to take a look at. I know it's not a sufficient replacement for blogs and videos, but here we are. I got a fake email the other day, Dale Roberts 22. Oh, man. Folks, I will never cold prospect you. Ever. Ever. I don't cold prospect. I hate it. Listen. Many people don't understand this, that I'm very much an introvert. Just because I stuff a camera in my face and I smile nervously throughout the course of an interview doesn't necessarily mean I'm not an introvert. I'm very much an introvert. And part of that introvertness of me is I don't like talking to people if I don't know them. It is a struggle for me to do that in person. You try to get me to do cold prospecting through emails or direct messages, get out of here. So if you haven't signed up to an email newsletter from me, you're not going to hear from me. If I don't personally know you, or you haven't emailed me before and I'm responding back to you, you're not going to hear from me. So, Butcher, thank you so much for mentioning the fake email. There's also still a fake profile over on Facebook. Facebook refuses to do anything about it. My apologies. I can only do so much. It's like whack-a-mole. I get some fakers, these imposters that will pop over on Instagram. I'm sure it's probably been on X. I heard that I was over on School at one point. I was like, School? What the hell is that? They're like, oh, it's Alex Hermosi's answer to Udemy. And I'm like, pass. So if anybody sees something that is not me over on School, report it. I'm not over on that platform. I won't be on that platform. I'm good. No hate to Alex Hormozy. He does good stuff, I'm sure. Sharon Andrade says, working on book cover with Millard. I'm thinking Miblard. But need to edit book. Any advice on what company I can use? Oh, Sharon. Oh, yeah. Editing. Well, obviously, Miblart's not going to be able to handle that for you. So what I'm going to recommend to you is my personal go-to. I'm going to put this inside the chat here for you, Sharon. And this is not an affiliate link, and I will tell you I am very biased. I am very biased. Book-genie.com. Book-genie.com. It might be a www. If that link doesn't work, try www.book-genie.com. That is my personal editor. Her name is Jeannie DeVita. She runs fantastic business. And also, she works with students over at UCLA Extension for creative writing and also editing. So she's a great person to get in connection with. So if she can't take care of you, Sharon, she'll find someone who will take care of you. Love me some Jeannie. She's so wonderful. Love her. So let me go ahead and pop this up here on the screen, folks. Book-genie.com. Tell them Dale sent you on over there, although I don't think I get more than a hearty pat on the back. I do truly believe in everything that Jeannie does. She's just a fantastic person to have around. And for whatever reason, my chat decided it was going to stop scrolling for me. Miblar. Yeah, I followed you. Yeah, yes. Okay, thank you for clarifying. You got it. Good morning, Blaster. It's great to see you. Thanks, Dale. I appreciate that info. By the way, I love this new ranking system. And how you doing, Shan? It's great to see you. I texted you before I went live, and please don't feel obligated. I have my book almost ready for beta reading, and no, folks, please do not apply. I keep it limited to a select few people, but I will have the advanced reader copy out here relatively soon for email marketing for authors. I'm planning an August 15th release, so stay tuned. And then shortly after that will be my September 9th Kickstarter campaign. Stay tuned. Oh my gosh, there's so many cool things I have in store for you guys. It's amazing. It's incredible. Love it. So if you got any questions, please go ahead, fire them off inside the chat now before I go ahead and disconnect here for the day. I texted you back. All right, we're going to see what Shannon said here, folks. Oh, hey, I love you, Shannon. Mean that in like a sister brother way, not like a weird. Yeah, I made it weird. I made it weird. God. Love me some Shannon Houston. She's good at editing. I've had her doing some of my beta reads, and I love what she does. I think it always throws off my friends whenever I have them do beta reads. Like Bill Latoria is brutal to my manuscript, but I love the challenge of being able to fix my manuscript and get it dialed in according to what my beta readers have, as well as the notes from my editors. So a red blood-covered manuscript is exactly what I like to go for. It used to just wreck my soul, but I was able to just switch that mindset to where I was like, oh, this is a good thing. This is growth. This is where we want this to be torn down so we can rebuild this in a way that the market's going to be able to enjoy this. So Shannon's so good. Always love her stuff. So thank you. You made my day, Shannon. I didn't think you would say yes. So, and Wednesday is more than sufficient. I'll definitely have it to you before then. Scotland Scorpion says, do I need to ask permission to use someone's review of my book for my social media? Generally speaking, it's kind of frowned upon that you take the entire review and post it somewhere else. But you could still be able to go with fair use if you just take a small clip from it. So this is one of the reasons whenever I share a review on social media, I'll just grab the clip. And if you find that, for instance, there's two portions of like a review that you really kind of want to highlight, you can always just clip off the one, put an ellipses after it, space, and then finish out the other so that way it's a full quote. You could also just take a picture of it. Just snap a picture, boom. Share it on social media. You don't even have to say, hey, take a look at the latest review. Boom, you're just doing a screenshot. So sharing that way is also a great way to do that. Good question, Scotland Scorpio. I said Scorpio. We're just dropping the end today. That's what we're doing. You have a lot in the works, Dale. Good luck. Yeah, well, the good news is email marketing for authors is pretty much the hardest thing. It was done. I am not going to lie to you when I tell you that when I finished writing email marketing for authors the night before last, it was almost like, I'm not gonna say I cried. definitely didn't cry. But it's almost like that feeling of carrying around a lot of weight for months and then taking that backpack off and realizing, oh gosh, things are a lot lighter now. So just to be clear, the last 3 parts in the series for the Self-Publishing with Dale series, it's going to be the 2nd edition of the Amazon Self-Publisher series. Some of you may not be aware, the Amazon Self-Publisher series, I published it over 5 years ago in September. And we're coming up on the 5-year anniversary, so part of this Kickstarter campaign is going to be a relaunch of these 3 publications. Now, you will not be able to get those publications anywhere else until 2026. So if you want to get those 3 books, you have to join the Kickstarter campaign, or you have to wait until 2026. So the updated books are going to drop the Amazon name. So there's going to be keywords for books. It's going to be a deeper dive into things. There is promotional strategies for books, which is going to be renamed to marketing and promotion for books. Dead simple, right? Promotional strategies was too wordy. And then last but not least, we have reviews for books. This is going to be a lot thicker. Same thing with the keywords book. It's going to have additional content, but the reviews one's going to be a little bit more dense than what it was before. So those last 3 books are going to be available through hardcover gold foiled sprayed edges. So you're actually going to get a very special edition no one's going to get anywhere else. We're working on bookmarks, mouse pad, post-it notes. I'm hoping for a journal. We're going to be doing a thumb drive, a workbook. There's so much, and for the first time in over 2 years, I'm going to be offering coaching, in both group coaching as well as coaching. So there's been many people who've been chomping at the bit. You guys are going to be the first to know. I'm opening up coaching again, but I'm going to be very honest with you. This will be the last for the foreseeable future. Last time I did a group coaching session was in 2021, and it's great. It's always fantastic, but it does take a lot of my time and attention. So in the event that you've been waiting to do any type of group coaching or even one-on-one coaching, this Kickstarter campaign is the only time I'm going to make it available for the foreseeable future, because once I get into fiction writing, I'm focused. My main goal when I get into writing sci-fi horror books is going to be massively expanding my email list and then launching my first book with huge success. I'm going to be leaning a lot heavily into a lot of the strategies I've shared with you guys over the years. And I'm not launching this book until I have at least 1,000 to 10,000 email subscribers. So we're going to be going all in, and hopefully I'll be chronicling this whole thing for you guys. But all that to say this, that coaching, you want to do it now. Because I think as soon as I get focused on my fiction brand, that's it. I'm focused on my fiction brand. It's hard with feedback. The hope is that the feedback comes with the thought that the person is genuinely trying to help make the work stronger. Yeah, that's the thing is, it helps that you put context to everything anytime you have notes, because no one's going to purposely go and read your manuscript and leave notes with malicious intent. They're not doing that to feel better than you. What they're doing is trying to make your book to where it's stronger. And to me, I'm always excited to finish a first draft, but I'm even more excited to get to that final draft, because that's the best version that I feel most proud of. Hey, you got it. My star sign is Scorpio. Nailed it. I didn't even try. DL Tillery, how you doing? Missed your face. I hope you're doing okay. Genuinely. Don't worry about no stinking timestamps or anything. This lady, let me tell you. So DL, everybody give a big shout out to DL. It's great to see her hanging on out here. It's been a minute, but hopefully you're doing good. You know I'm the review queen. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate you. Will you start a separate email list for your fiction horror books? Yes, I will not be sending you guys notifications about my sci-fi horror books. I'm sorry, I'm not going to cross-pollute. Notice I didn't say cross-pollinate. I'm not going to cross-pollute my audiences. If you guys are interested in sci-fi horror books, I'm sure it'll probably be pretty easy to find me. I've already reserved the domain name for my author brand, because I will be going underneath my full name, Dale Lewis Roberts. That will be my horror name. Dale L. Roberts will be the self-publishing writing guy. and with the past of fitness books as well. But yeah, I plan on going there. How do I plan on growing that? I will actually have a reader magnet that I'm going to go ahead and put together. I'm going to get that puppy out everywhere I can to build that. I will do some group promos and giveaways. I will do some giveaways, most importantly. I'm going to be doing some newsletter swaps. I am going to be building this up because before that first publication fires off, I am not settling for anything short of 1,000 to 10,000 subscribers. I'm aimed a little bit more towards the middle, about 5,000 if I can kind of help it, because I know that there's going to be some churn. There's going to be a lot of freebie seekers that aren't going to open their emails, but I am so calculated and meticulous about how I clean my lists that I think by the time it gets launched that the people that are on there are going to be truly want to be on there. I want to make sure that my open rate is at least 50 to 65% before I start pulling the trigger. And I know I can do that. I know for sure. Sharon Andrade says, I need your coaching. Yes, tell me when, please. September the 9th. That will be my 49th birthday. It will also be the 5-year anniversary of the Amazon Self-Publisher series. And it also will be marking the end of my nonfiction writing career. I will come back and I will probably do some second editions or some revisions on some of the nonfiction books, but there will be no new books for the foreseeable future for nonfiction. I'm so 100% focused on this one. So yes, September 9th, it will be. If anything happens that we get derailed, I'll let you guys know for sure. But right now we're set up for that. There's a difference between critique and criticism. Give me critique every time. I'll take both of them. I guess I'm just got thick skin. I am the same when I write. I can't read anything and I don't get in till after a certain time or answer my phone. I'm happy to tell you my email list is growing with BookFunnel. I'm excited doing author swaps. There you go. Thanks for your advice. That's so good to hear. Do you speak of magnets in any of your books? Yes, I have an entire chapter devoted to reader magnets in the upcoming book, Email Marketing for Authors. I anticipate that will be out again, August the 15th is what I'm shooting for. Right now, the X factor here is going to be like when my graphic designer can get everything all wrapped up, because I never try to rush them when it comes to good design. Again, it's Miblart, so I'm not like, hey, hurry up. It's inspirational. Look forward to see how your journey goes. I'm trying to do the same with my series. Have 2 books written, but don't plan to release the whole series until all books are written. That's not a bad strategy, Blast Writes. That's not a bad strategy. Get them all stockpiled and built up. Just stagger those releases. The rapid release strategy isn't quite as effective as it used to be. So take your time in getting those books out. Make sure that it makes sense. You can always even just do like a soft direct launch. So just do a direct sales and just have it to where you have your email list and just sell directly to them. So that could probably be a way for you to do that. Just like book 1 goes out everywhere. Book 2, 3, 4, and 5, you can always make available strictly through direct sales. And then when you feel like that's kind of run out of gas, you can always just take one book, pop it up over, publish it on Amazon or go wide. And then same thing, book 3, boom, keep on doing it that way. But yeah, try to avoid the rapid release. It's not quite as effective as it once was. Quit world building and tell us the story. I'm recovering, but I'm back. I'll be back to modding on Monday for you, Dale. Happy to be back. Oh, and my reader magnet is kicking butt. That's what I love to hear. And of course, big shout out and thank you to the fine folks over at Miblart. This is not a sponsored broadcast. I just said to them, I literally marked it in my calendar, I think last year, that it was Miblart's birthday today. And I was chatting with Artem over at Miblart, and I was just like, he goes, hey, we got a sale coming up. And I was like, I know, your birthday's coming. I was like, I got it marked in my calendar. He said, you got it marked in your calendar? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I've been working with you guys for a few years now. I should probably know your birthday. So they were like, that'd be so cool if you share it. So that's why I got on today. But I wasn't just going to come on here to just shill a bunch of cover designs. That's probably not the right word for what I do. Miblart's fantastic. I wasn't just going to throw a birthday celebration, have you guys show up. I wanted to come in and bring something of substance here for you guys. That way it was worthwhile for everybody. You know what I believe in? I believe in delivering value first and asking for the sale next. Folks, it is afternoon right now, and I've already had a date promised here with my wife. I want to thank each and every single one of you for tuning in today. And a big shout out to those folks that are channel members. You see that little banana sticker right there? It indicates that DL has been a channel member for quite some time. There's little badges that are given to our channel members. You're not sure what channel memberships are, you can always click that join button down just below this video or inside the description down below. You'll be able to see there's dalelinks.com/memberships. Click that link. There's going to be a video that pops up. It'll tell you everything that you need to know about it. Let me go ahead and give the TLDR on this. I'm giving you exclusive access to behind the scenes footage and videos that you won't see anywhere else. You'll also get advanced access to some videos. There are some times where I'll publish a video 2 weeks before it's going to launch for channel members and channel members alone. The nice thing is, regardless of the tier that you go on, you're going to get the same rewards. All this goes back to help support the cause. You can do it at 99 cents. You can do it at $1.99. You can do it at $4.99 and $9.99. I anticipate there's going to be some more on the horizon. I'm sorry it's been a little bit of radio silence lately, so you're going to have to probably dig back into the back catalog for some of the exclusive videos, but I have some coming relatively soon. It's just a case of trying to get my stuff together and get it on, put it on up there. So you will see some great tutorials as well. Oh, big shout out. Blast Rights, thank you so much for becoming a $1 patron. Thank you so much. Buck goes a long way, folks. It really does. And just so you know, full transparency, YouTube handles everything with the channel memberships. It's a 70-30 split. So you always know that 70% of the money that you're putting in towards this is coming back to me and helping support the cause. I do appreciate that for sure. Blast Right just became a sponsor. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So Stream Elements announcing that. Thanks, Dale. Enjoy your family time. Yep, I'm going to head on out. It's a beautiful day here in Ohio, and I am looking forward to seeing some books. Folks out there, I hope you found some value in today's broadcast. And again, if you're looking for great cover design, go to my preferred company over at Miblart. Happy 9th birthday, Miblart. DaleLinks.com/Miblart. Use the coupon code Miblart15 to get 15% off for a limited time. And also, you get $9 off any and every service. Love their interior formatting. Make sure you take a look at that. They do great. Chef's kiss, beautiful work for interior formatting. So till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale. I'm going to roll that beautiful bean footage. It's going to show you all the channel members who have been contributing over the past month. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in. Special shout out to my channel members for both the podcast channel and the main channel. Without your support, some projects we do at Self-Publishing with Dale would be much harder to fund. If you want to contribute to the cause, visit dalelinks.com/memberships for details and get your on-screen shout out at the end of each broadcast. Till later, this has been Self-Publishing with Dale, and I'll see you soon.